Hi, my name is Mike O'Quinn, and I want to talk to you today about self-publishing and a little bit of my own journey with self-publishing. Hopefully to motivate you, if you're thinking about self-publishing, it'll help explain the process a little more and maybe take some of the stigma out of it. So several years ago, I was living in Indonesia, and for a few years I was working on a manuscript of a novel called Javawake, and I really tried hard to get it published. And what I mean by that, there's traditional publishing and then there's self-publishing. Let's talk about traditional publishing first. So basically that means you are working on a manuscript, and then you write a query letter to a literary agent. And a literary agent looks at query letters. They tend to get maybe, I heard one say maybe a couple hundred a week, and they're looking for something that they can represent to a publishing house. You don't just straight send your manuscript to a publishing house. So they're looking for the diamonds in the haystack of all these query letters to a publishing house, and then the publisher decides if they're gonna publish it or not, and then you get a book deal, the author, and then they get a advance on future royalties, an advance. So then the publisher produces it. So that's what I was trying to do, and I had query letters, and I got pretty close with one literary agent. He was actually a New York Times best-selling. He had represented best-selling authors. I was super excited. He read the manuscript, he liked it, he gave me some feedback, but ultimately he decided that he would not be able to publish it. It just wasn't enough market for international fiction. And my book was all about a business traveler in Indonesia who gets kidnapped and answers the deeper questions in life or wrestles with those questions. So I was crushed. And then I kind of thought, well, maybe I'll just self-publish, but it just kind of felt like I don't know, something that is a little embarrassing to even say. So I started working on it, and then I discovered that Amazon has a really, even back then, my book came out in 2015, it was a relatively easy process. So basically, with Amazon, you're creating 3 files, okay? The first, and the first is your interior file. So you make a file, a Microsoft Word file, you format it where it looks like a novel, and then you save it as a PDF and you upload it to Amazon. And then the second file is a cover for your book. So your book is print on demand. So the amazing thing is it's free to you. You upload these files, your interior file and your cover file, and it just lives on a server somewhere in Amazon. And anyone who prints it, anytime someone orders it, Amazon will print that copy. They don't have any inventory, no extra inventory. So there's no risk for them. So they're happy. You could write a book about your cat, a 5-volume book about your cat, and they would publish it. As long as people buy it, they're going to make money. So then every time a book is published, or here's the first book, Javawake, and it will never go out of print, and I get a small royalty for each book that is sold. So you sell it, and they only print what is ordered. So there you go, you got a book, and people are saying, oh my goodness, you've got a book, that's incredible, congratulations. And I think, well, again, you could write a book about your cat and get it published. And maybe that word, the word author is the root word of authority. People say, oh, you're an author now. But really, there's no more gatekeeper. With self-publishing, anyone can publish a book. The third file is the digital file for a Kindle, an ebook. And that's there's a new thing called Kindle Create, where you take your manuscript that you've created, you upload it into this program, and then it transfers it to a digital format. And you have to work on some formatting and work on some little squirrely issues here and there. But basically, you have your book. So Javawake is in a server. There's an ebook. There's the interior for the print, and then there's the cover, and that's all it is. And so, boom, you're published, and you hit click publish, and your book goes on Amazon. And it's up to you to promote it. You don't have a traditional publisher promoting it, but at least it's available for people all around the world. You can sell it. It was so wild getting these $2 royalty checks from Japan or $5 from Australia. People were buying the book that I didn't have any, I didn't know personally at all, but they read a review or someone recommended it, so it's still out there. But again, it's not a publishing house that is promoting it, at a bookstore, but at least it is available. And typically people now, they don't think, well, I have to go to a brick and mortar bookstore to see a book. That helps, but they can, they're going to look online. They're going to look at your reviews. So it's up to you to promote it. Hopefully it catches fire, word of mouth, but it does make it available. There's no more gatekeeper. Same thing for my second book. I wanted to write a nonfiction about God meeting us in the broken places of our life called Growing Desperate. Same thing. By now, people are like, oh, you're a published author. Again, anyone can be a published author. That's the secret. So I just uploaded my 3 files, interior for the paperback, interior for the Kindle, and the cover, and boom, there it goes. And then just recently, I got a new book, Unearthing Heaven, that came out, which I'm super excited about. And by now, people are saying, oh, you're like a legit author. And again, anyone can be. As God's put something in your heart, you can just work on it, write it, be creative and get it out there. And the amazing thing is, if you find a typo, if you want to rewrite something, or if you're not really happy with this, you can, anytime you go in and you just re-upload your new file. Like the typo escapes and you're so embarrassed, you've edited it, you just re-upload it, and then the next time someone orders it, boom, it's corrected. So there really is a low bar now for writing, but it doesn't mean it has to be a low bar of quality. And it's an avenue open to anyone now. And again, the stigma is lessening for self-published. So I encourage you to think about it. And you can look at my website. I made a website called Mantappublishing. That's an Indonesian word, M-A-N-T-A-P, Mantappublishing. That's a word in Indonesia that means the fullness of something, like the fullness of flavor. They drink a cup of coffee and they say mantap. And that's basically my imprint, not official publishing house, because everything is done through Amazon. But that imprint, Mantap, gives me some identity of my 3 books are under Mantap Publishing. And when people see the little symbol here, or Mantap Publishing, then they know what that is. And you just pay a little extra on Amazon to have your own publishing imprint. So that's a little bit about the nuts and bolts. Just wanted to encourage you to give it a shot. You've got that manuscript. You've been working on it for years. You've thought about it. Just go ahead and finish it. And really, you're just working on those 3 files. And once you do, you upload. You literally hit a button that says publish, and out it goes to the whole world. And most people are buying their books from Amazon anyway. So you're with millions of other titles, and they do great sales rank, and you can see different categories your book's in. You can see where the book is selling. You can pay for promotion if you want to. You can do whatever you want. But I just wanted to encourage you to give it a shot. Thank you.